Okay, everybody, welcome back to the Lechtich Moser podcast. We continue with Pirkei Avos, Parak Aleph, Mishnah Yud Gimel. Hu Haya Omer. So we are still deep into the Shalshalas, the chain of the Messiah of the Torah. So here we're up to Hu, which is referring to Hillel Zaken, Haya Omer. He said 4 things. What were those 4 things? Negad Shema or Negid Shema, Avad Shema. A person who seeks to be renowned, to be famous, then Avad Shema, he loses it. He loses his reputation. Udallah Maisef Yosef. A person who does not increase his Torah learning, Yosef, it will inevitably get decreased. Meaning if a person isn't constantly working on increasing his Torah and he goes in neutral, he goes on autopilot, and he's not constantly figuring out ways, ploys, tactics to increase his Torah learning, then inevitably it's going to fail, it's going to decrease. There's no such thing as stagnancy. It's with constant energy and push and she'ifas and striving. That's only the way it is going to happen, and without that it's going to decrease. Udlo Yalif Kitala Chayav. A person who refuses to learn Torah, he deserves death. Udishtamash B'taga Chalaf. And a person who utilizes the taga, which is the crown of Torah, chalaf, means he will fade away. Moving on to Mishnah Yud Daled, Hu Haya Omer. So this is referring to Hillel Zaken. What else did he say? Im eina nili mili. If it is not for myself, who will I be? Meaning to say, Pashib Shat, if I don't care about myself, I'm not acting as a man of destiny, shaping and creating my future, Nili, who am I? Who will do it for me? Which means to say, every person is in charge of his own ruchnius, of his own success, and we can't blame others, we can't have expectations of others to give us on a golden platter, here's the regimen, here's the schedule, here's how you become a Talmid Chacham, here's how you become a tzaddik, here's how you become a Baal or Baalas Chesed. This is for men and ladies alike. It's for everybody. Imeina nili mili. It's a mandate, it's a dictum, how we have to live our lives and realize that nobody else is given the reins for our success, for our accomplishments, and it is only I who can shape and create those results. So all of these are 3 life fundamentals, Yesodis. Imeina nili mili. If I'm only to myself, then what am I? If I'm not out to help other people, to uplift, to inspire, to elevate and interact with other people, be a beacon and source of light, then what am I? We're here, we have an achrayas. And if we're just about ourselves and we're not giving over, we're not helping, as we know, the highest level of Torah is Lomad Amanas Lasos, as we've spoken about in the past. So if I'm only for myself, we're meant to be out, we're meant to help, we're meant to engage with others, we're meant to bring the Torah, the light, the Kedusha, to the entire world, to live up to that, to bring Hashem's light, His glory, His Helikite to the ganze Welt. And this is perhaps one of the most famous words in Yiddishkeit. If not now, then when? We are all fighting the perpetual battle of procrastination. It's one of the hardest battles. We say later, we say tomorrow, next year, next week, next Yom Kippur will be better, next Rosh Hashanah I'll make Kabbalahs. The years go by quite fast, and before you know it, a decade passes, 2, 3, and before you know it, it's too late. And if we live with Im Lo Yachshav Emasai, live with it now, and we internalize the message of what it means to live with the now, live with the opportunities that are presented to us now, that's really the only way we can possibly be happy and feel fulfilled with positive results in the future. But if you always say tomorrow, next time, next week, the opportunity will come back. It's likely we'll look back in our Yemei Zikna, in our old age, and our Chaman al will look back and say, what happened? What did I do? Why did I waste so much time? The Gemara in Pesachim says, Mitzvah habal yadacha al tachmitzena. a mitzvah that comes to your hand, don't let it become like chametz. Don't let it burn. Don't let it explode, because who knows if that opportunity is going to come back. There's a beautiful pearl, a gem of a maisa that I recently saw. A maisa with the Heilige Chafetz Chaim. It's a well-known story, but I just resaw it, so I think it's kedai to say over. Sometimes we can feel that, okay, the Mishnah is telling us, if not now, then when? But we feel, there are so many moments, there are so many days and weeks, months, years that we've passed up, that we've lost those opportunities, so it's already too late. And maybe I am not shaykh to this dictum, to these eternal words of Yim Layach Shavei Masai. I'm not a Yim Layach Shavei Masai Dikayid. I'm Yim Layach Shav, if not now, I'll find the other time. I'll procrastinate, I'll find it tomorrow, I'll find it the next day. And the next day comes and I'll say the same thing, and look where I am now. So how can I attach myself? How can I attach myself to these words, the immortal words of Yim Layach Shavei Masai? I feel like it's too late. I feel like I've passed up too many opportunities. So the Maisa goes with the Heilige Chafetz Chaim. The Chafetz Chaim was once walking in the streets of Radin, and it was late at night, and he passed by a shoemaker. And the shoemaker, the Chafetz Chaim peered in and saw that he was still working. He saw that his shop was still illuminated with light, with candle. And the Chafetz Chaim couldn't help himself. And he went and he knocked on the door. And he said, "Shoemaker, I don't understand. Everyone is sleeping. The town is already long asleep, resting, preparing for the next day. What are you doing? Why are you still up?" And the shoemaker looked at the Chafetz Chaim and told him the following penetrating, life-altering words. He said, "As long as the candle still burns, there's more work to be done. As long as the candle still burns, I can still accomplish. As long as the candle still burns, I can attach myself to it. I can be a light. I can grow. I can become better, connected, and strive to take those steps of becoming the greatest person I can become." So even if we feel detached, we feel that we've passed up too many opportunities of Yim Layach Shavei Masai, never forget the words, the immortal words of the shoemaker in Radin. As long as the fire still burns, there's more to accomplish. As long as there's more opportunities, as long as there's more achshavs, I don't have to say Masai. I can say achshav. I can accomplish, I can conquer mountains, Everest, right now, if I realize the opportunity, the power and potency that lies within the moment. It's never too late. My dahava hava. Now is an opportunity. I'm not going to say Mlach Shavei Masai one more time. I'm going to jump on this moment. I'm going to attach myself to it. I will conquer it and say, Hashem, look what I have done. Look what I've accomplished. I care about you, and I'm here to make you great and become great together and for you. Moving on to Mishnah Tesvav. Shammai Omer Aseh Torascha Keva. Shammai says, make your Torah study Keva, which means a fixed amount, regimen, Emor Ma'at, Vaser Bey, say little and do much, Vavi Mekabel as Kol Odom, Mesaver Panim Yafos. And we Mekabel everybody with the Saver Panim Yafos, which means with a cheerful, happy and light countenance, a happy face. There's a famous Maisa said about the great Rabbi Sol Salanter. It was once in Elul, and Rabbi Sol needed the time, and he asked. It was Erevim Kippur, and Rabbi Sol Salanter asked the Gabbai, the person in Shul, and the Beis Medrash, said, "What time is it?" And the fear of Yom Kippur permeated the whole entire Beis Medrash, but more so permeated the Sid's face. And when he looked at Rabbi Sol, after being asked what time it is, he couldn't even open his mouth. He couldn't tell Rabbi Sol what time it was. And in turn, Rabbi Sol declared, "Why am I at fault that you are a great Yerushalayim? A person has no right to ignore another Jew because he is caught up in his own personal avodas Hashem. This is what it means. The heavy mikabel as kol ha'adam. It doesn't just say in the Mishnah heavy mikabel as adam at certain times when it's not Yom Kippur, when it's not Yom Kippur, when it's not Rosh Hashanah, Yom Adin. It says kol ha'adam, no matter what, undisputed across the board. When you encounter another person, be sever panim yafas, be a cheerful person, be happy, be light. That's what the Torah wants from us. That's what HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants us to do, to embrace our fellow Yidden with a smile, with a cheerful and light countenance, having mikabel as kol ha'adam be sever panim yafas.